Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and we do have ourselves another one of these IXO ones. This is, I think, the last one that I've managed to grab off a seller. It is, as you can see, the Macchi MC 205 Veltro. So we're checking out an Italian stallion here. Well, actually, it's a Greyhound, I think Veltro translates to. Now, of course, this was, as I said, an Italian-built fighter used during World War II. It was built around the German DB 605 engine, like the Daimler-Benz engine there, usually found in the 109s and 110s, of course, and was a continued development of the C.202 Veltro, which I have reviewed way back in 2022, I think. I think it was an IXO one as well. Now, the fighter also had the German 20mm MG 151 cannons as well, and it also had a pair of 12.7mm MGs in the nose, and it was quite comparable to Luftwaffe aircraft fighters in the terms of performance, but only 262 were built entering Italian service in, I think it was 1943. Now, our model here looks to be in a livery from the Italian Co-Belligerent Air Force, which was formed in southern Italy in 1943. When Italy defected, of course, from the Axis to the Allied side. So it does come in the usual sort of box. It does have a little bit of a ground image on the base there underneath. And then our beautiful looking sort of model in there. We should be able to open it up with some luck and dexterity. And here we have it. So you've got your obvious sort of gear up and gear down options. You do have the stand underneath, which will pop out and have a little quick squeeze out. It should just pop out. Jeez, if it wants to. The propeller did. Oh, you do also get a set of instructions. If you don't know how to put this together, it's not going to be too complicated, so I think we'd be able to manage to do that without these instructions. Anyway, we'll move that out of the way. We'll have a little look at this stand, of course, quickly. Move that out of the way. So that is your plastic stand. Does have some details in the bottom, of course. All right, we'll get that out of the way, and we'll have a little look at the plane. All right, let us get our hands on this. Oh, we might as well just do the gear up option while we've got it here. They fit nicely there. You can see the guns are already on there as well. So we'll put the, there is a little bit of, they held in with some sticky tape. So there is a little bit of sticky tape on there as well. So you can sort of see a little bit of a residue. You can just slightly see it. So if you want, you just clean that off, because as you can see, if I'm rubbing on it, you can sort of see the oils off my fingers coming onto that stickiness, which may annoy some people because it is annoying, actually. The guns are a little bit sort of not quite 100% straight. It does look a little bit bent upwards, which is, look, these are not top quality models, but if you want a die-cast version of this, you're going to have to settle. So sometimes in life, you've just got to settle. That's probably going to drop out again. Yep, there we go. But we should be able to put our propeller on at least, and that is nice enough. Now, we do have an antenna that we need to apply to the back here, and that does not go on really well, as you can see. We should be able to whack that tail wheel in at least and see how that does sit in there. That goes in all right. No dramas whatsoever in regards to that. But yeah, it's going to keep dropping out. I'm assuming this will, without the assistance of some blue tack. But what we'll do is we'll have a real good look quickly underneath there and see those details. You can see all the panel lines on there. They're sort of painted on there. They're not grooves or anything like that into the metal itself. But the squiggly application of that camouflage pattern does look pretty cool. I definitely would not be wanting to do that by hand. Yeah, we'll turn it over. It's going to most likely pop out, but I'll try and hold that in for the video. You can see the randels of that Air Force there. It's got a little tail marking on there as well, which does look pretty cool. We will fix that antenna a little bit better later on. There is no pilot figure in the cockpit either with these ones, but the overall details on the wings are not too bad either. yeah, pretty happy with that. But yeah, all right, and of course the easy thing to put it on the stand. There's your stand hole, and there's that part there, and that. Oh, jeez, got to push right in there, and that'll be your aircraft on the stand, of course. Yeah, job done. If you like your aircraft in flight, that is pretty cool. But yeah, it's look. It's the only option if you want a Macchi MC 205 in diecast. Other than that, you've got to build one of these as a model kit. All right, what we'll do though is we will quickly throw some landing gear on this, of course, and we'll come right back and wind up the video for you. All right, we are back with gear down, obviously. Now, the landing gear itself was reasonably easy to put in, like the main wheels. Probably the gear bay doors there are probably the hardest part because they're so small and so close to each other. As you can see, the size of my finger, far out. It was a bit of a pain in the butt. But another thing is that they're black on the inside of it. Just in there, you can just sort of see the black. They're not the grey colour like the rest of the wheel well. The outside of the gear bay door pieces are the same grey as that, but like on there. But the interior side is not the same colour as that. So, I don't know. It's no big deal, but some people might get peed off about it. One thing I did notice is the actual pitot tube is missing, or broken off maybe, by the looks of that. But another thing, yeah, the joys of buying second-hand older models, of course. But I did manage to file down the antenna there and make that fit a bit more flush. But look, overall though, the build itself, not too bad for, well, what you're getting, the quality. It is an IXO model. It's not, professional museum grade quality models. But look, no one's doing Italian aircraft like in a better made sort of format. None of the bigger manufacturers are making them, which is a bit unfortunate. But that is some food for thought for if any of the head honchos from Hobby Master or Corgi watch any of my videos. Hey, feel free to consider some Italian aircraft because people do want to collect them. All right, so what have we got? We have 117 grams. So look, it's got a reasonable chunk of metal behind it, so it's not cheap or light feeling. It does, look, it represents the aircraft nicely, well, nice enough. There is some really nice details throughout the whole model, but yeah, it's going to come down to how fussy you want it. If you want a really top quality, highly detailed one, you're going to have to start putting your skills at work and build a model kit of one of these yourself. That's the only way you're going to get that type of finish. Now, speaking of finish, let's finish the bloody video. Now, I'll take photos, throw them on at the end. Don't forget to drop a comment below as well. Sausage finger test, it is not too bad a size of an aircraft. If you did find the video helpful in some sort of way, some of those my way would be awesome as well. Don't forget to punch the crap out of that subscribe button if you're one of those watching and have yet to do that. And finally, I'll thank you, the viewer, of course, for dropping past to check out another one of my videos. I hope you did find this one at least a little bit helpful in some sort of way. So, of course, happy hunting for your next model, and thanks again for dropping past, and you all have an awesome sauce rest of your day. Cheers, everyone.